Hi, I'm Steve Morgan, and I'd like to welcome you today to Grimsby, which is a historic fishing port on the North Sea coast of England. And I'm here on a brief visit because I'm here to help review the crisis and home treatment team that's based in the town to do a bit of work for the Royal College of Psychiatrists. And as we're focusing on crisis teams, that got me thinking about how we function as far as risk decision making is concerned when we're working with crises, when we're doing crisis work. Now, my positive risk taking membership site has a whole range of resources, but one central resource, essential resource within it, is something that I call a structured approach to risk decision making. And this is a practical checklist that I've introduced to many health and social care practitioners in workshops and work settings over quite a number of years. And the idea is that it offers a consistent structure to guide us, to prompt us, to underpin those clear and consistent risk decisions that we have to make from time to time. So it has been well received. It's been well evaluated in workshops where more often than not I will offer small groups or even people in pairs an opportunity to apply this checklist over, let's say, about 30 minutes to a current challenging risk decision that they're working with on their current caseload. But when we're talking about crisis and home treatment team staff, there is one consistent message that I get back. And it goes along the lines of, look, Steve, you're a nice enough guy, you've got some reasonably interesting ideas, but we just don't have 30 minutes in order to make some of the decisions that we're involved in. Situations that we find are that we'll take some information through a telephone referral, we'll decide that perhaps two of us have got to make a home visit, and on the doorstep we're confronted with completely different information that we didn't anticipate. There's no way that we're going to have some cosy kind of chat for 30 minutes between us in order to come to our reasoned decision. Listen, for us, we might have to make a decision in seconds. It's certainly got to be pretty urgent. Well, my polite response to this is, yes, you do. Yeah, that's reasonable. You have to make decisions in the spur of the moment, so it seems. But let's unpack that in some more detail. And so each time that I do get crisis home treatment practitioners to examine in detail information that they took on the phone, the circumstances when they arrived, the decision they made, and then unpick what perhaps influenced that decision. Well, what we're finding is that people are processing an awful lot of information in a very short period of time and making decisions based on that. This processing involves prioritising the information they're taking on, discarding some that they don't feel is relevant at the time, and coming to clear risk decisions. And that may be verbal or even non-verbal communication between a couple of practitioners in order to come to that decision, depending on the circumstances they're working with. So what I'm saying to everybody, but in my response to crisis and home treatment practitioners, is that our confidence in our decisions, however quick they seem to be made, will be underpinned by knowing that through experience we have a good structured approach embedded in our thinking, in our way of processing information. That's how we can be confident in the decisions, because we know that we are using the structure. Whether it's 30 minutes in a workshop or whether it's 30 seconds on a doorstep, when I've unpacked the details, it's pretty much most of that checklist that is being processed through and prioritised on during that short period of time. So my main message would be to check out the free training webinar, which is entitled Risk Aversion or Risk Taking, Shifting Your Mindset. That sets out information about background to the work I do and what underpins the whole range of resources in the Positive Risk Taking membership site. And as I say, a key resource is the structured approach to risk decision making. For those of you that do work with crisis and home treatment teams, a guy called Andy Gilman once said, the secrets of crisis management is not good versus bad. It's taking the good and preventing it getting worse. So with that, I'm going to say to you, before the next video arrives, let's take some risks for positive outcomes.